We're coming to y'all with a brief little video. I want to cover once again how I've been expressing to you guys that a lot of these major corporations and anything that's large, any type of organization, any type of corporation, anything like that is really the government. All right. You guys have no idea how much shit is CIA owned, operated, and controlled shit. You have no idea how much of that is out here. You guys have no idea. Backdoor companies and funnel companies and shell companies, all how they do their dirt. All how they, you think about it like this. You think about the amount of money that you pull in the place where you're going to need to store it. When it comes down to sex trafficking and human trafficking and organ harvesting to this day, organ harvesting and shit like harvesting our melanin and all of that is still probably two of the biggest industries in the world to this day. But what I want to do is I want you all to listen really quick to Tucker Carlson. This is from the people who have the show Redacted, the dude and the girl that's supposed to be married or whatever. They got this show called Redacted. This is coming from their channel. They're going to play a little snippet of what Tucker Carlson had to say in his interview about this lady who won $1 million settlement from, getting fired and all this other shit from not wanting to take the vaccine and all these other things. I want you all to listen to what he has to say in his interview. And I'm going to point out to you all how this shit is really owned and operated by the government. So let's get into it.
Manufacturers have in place. We've talked about this here on the show, that you can't go after these biopharmaceutical companies because the government has given them like blanket immunity shields. Tucker says it is time to end that right now. Listen.
Jury in Michigan just awarded a woman fired for not taking the vax millions of dollars. And I hope that is a nationwide trend where everyone whose life was destroyed in that fit of lies and hysteria is made whole. I really hope so. And I do hope that Congress can immediately strip the blanket immunity from the vaccine makers. I don't understand that. I've sold products my whole life. I mean, imagine.
You hear what he just said? That Congress needs to come in and strip that blanket immunity from them. If they're just a regular, ordinary company, right? And what I mean by that is they're set up and owned and operated just like any other company, for profit and for the best product and, want the most customers and blah, 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 right? If they're set up that way, just like Comcast, just like Target, just like Walmart, then how in the fuck do they have immunity to begin with? I mean, it's pretty simple, guys. I could stop right there. I could really just stop it. I could end the video right there. Because nobody can answer that. Nobody can answer that. Companies like Pfizer and Moderna and all that, they're corporations. They're set up, ran, owned, and operated like any other corporation. Now, granted, the product is different. They're selling medication. You know what I'm saying? But they're all operated and ran no different than Chevrolet. Okay, they're structured very similar in terms of the different departments that they may have and the functions of different employees within there. It's functioning and set up very similar. So how is it that GM can be sued, but Pfizer can't? How is that? That makes no sense.
You have a product, you convince politicians to force the population to buy your product. Anyone who complains gets fired, and you can't be sued. I'm sorry. And I'm not attacking vaccines, by the way. I'm sure there are fine vaccines. I don't know. I'm not taking any of them, but it's okay if other people do. I'm not mad about people taking vaccines. I'm not mad about vaccines. But that's a scam. And anyone who says it's not a scam can just explain to me how it's not a scam. How is that not a scam? You're not.
And that's point blank in the story. It's a scam. We all been calling it the scamdemic, the plandemic. Everybody's been calling it that. It's a fucking scam. How do you not know that? How do you not see that? Now, mind you, you all know that Tucker Carlson is a shield. I don't rock with the motherfucker like that. I don't look at Tucker Carlson as being no different than Alex Jones. Right? But at the end of the day, these people, once again, they have to let you know what it is that they're doing. And one of the things that they're letting you know that they're doing right now in this interview is they're scamming you. Okay, it's just like how I told you guys about Yuri Benzvanov. As far as I'm concerned, when Yuri Benzvanov went around doing all of those interviews, talking about subversion and all that other shit, and talking about how he broke away from the KGB and all of that, I said that's bullshit. He ain't broke away from shit. He's still alive, and there's no way in hell he could be just going all around the fucking country telling these stories about subversions and what the KGB do and MI6 and all this other shit, and they allowed this man to live. He lived a very nice life. A very comfortable life. There's no fucking way in hell you get to go around and do that shit and not still be a part of it. No way. Okay? And it's no different than what you look at with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is a part of this shit, but they have to tell you what they doing. And right now, the nigga being honest.
Allowed to sue? You can sue anybody for anything in this country. Anything. That's why we don't have playgrounds anymore. Because people made remember merry-go-rounds? Remember those? Is anyone old enough to remember a merry-go-round? They don't exist. They were awesome. I have like 10 friends who have fewer teeth than they were born with because of merry-go-rounds. But they have stronger spirits because they were great. They don't exist anymore because the trial bar decided we're going to get rich suing merry-go-round makers and people.
And as funny as that shit may sound, he right. Y'all clap back where y'all live at, man. I don't see merry-go-rounds no more, man. You barely see swings and shit. Outside of like the baby swings, you know, it's like you sit the little baby down in a bucket. It's got like little holes in it and shit to put their feet through. It's almost like a bowl or something. You put them in with holes in it. You know, outside of those little baby swings, I hardly see any regular swings anymore. You don't see seesaws. You don't see, like he said, merry-go-rounds, and you don't really see monkey bars and shit like that no more. A lot of the sliding boards that you see in these parks and shit are different now. And it's all because motherfuckers getting sued. Like, he giving you that real spill, even though he a shield. He really giving you that real spill. What he's saying is true. It's actually true.
We're nice enough to build playgrounds. It's like so many good things in American life have been eliminated by the greed of the trial bar. You know, by the way, next time in the Caribbean, go down to the yacht basin, wherever you are, it doesn't matter what island you are, and look at the biggest boats and just ask like the boat guys and the matching polo shirts with the yacht names on them, like, what does the owner of this boat do for a living? And just keep a list of how many of them are trial lawyers, like a lot. You know, it was the tobacco settlement or asbestos or whatever, it was talcum powder or whatever case they were, and I'm not attacking all lawyers, though I want to, because I do hate them with a passion. But even if I liked lawyers, I would say, how is it that there's this one category that's exempt from the risk that all the rest of us who are involved in any kind of business face every single... I have liability insurance on my house in case the UPS guy slips delivering a package from Amazon.
Now think about that. Think about that. You have stores, you know, like grocery stores, convenience stores, you know, places like Walmart or, you know, Walgreens or CVS. They are faced every single day with the threat of lawsuits from slips and falls. So again, he actually telling the truth. He's actually telling the truth. The only reason for why they can get away with this is because they're the government. They are one of those corporations that are so big. Because first off, what you need to understand, the witch's brew has been around for I don't know how long now. They've always had a way of creating their own little juju. You know, meaning these vaccines and pills and all this stuff. That shit is not new, people. That shit is not new. They've always been poisoning the people. Biowarfare is nothing new. This weather manipulation shit, like the storms and shit that's been going across the country the last couple of days, man, that shit ain't new. It ain't supposed to be happening, but it ain't new. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to these major corporations, these motherfuckers are no different than the government. You cannot tell me, because he was talking about, I think he said 1986 or 1996 or something is when they started fast tracking everything. They gave these motherfuckers blanket immunity and they start fast tracking all their vaccines to where now you don't need clinical trials and all this other shit anymore. So you have to ask yourself, back when Congress or whatever that governing body branch that did that shit, why did they do it? They have complete protection. And this is what the things that these motherfuckers was talking about when the dude that was supposed to kill the CEO of that insurance company, which was not real. It's not a real story. The shit was fake. I have to tell people this shit because they don't know. It's not a matter of me caring about it. It's a matter of the fact that people don't know. That's the reason why I talk about everything I talk about. It's not because I necessarily care about it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck these people. Fuck the stupid shit that they doing. But I know that people don't know. And that's important to me because people can't make sound informed decisions when they don't know, when they don't have all of the variables. Or at least you got to have enough. You got to have enough information to make a sound decision. And right now, there's a lot of things that are just not being talked about, and that's just being flat out hidden in plain sight from the masses of people. So that's why I bring up this kind of shit.
But somehow Albert Bourla and all the other creepy billionaires who run these disgusting pharma companies are in no danger of being sued because their corrupt pals in Congress in 1986 gave them blanket immunity? Like, let's tear that down immediately. Oh, well, we can't compete. Well, why don't you just make a safer vaccine then? How's that sound? Why don't you face the same risk that every other person who conducts any other kind of commerce or lives in this country faces every single day? Oh, we can't. Oh, shut up. Go away. And so that's the first thing. I don't even know how I got off on that, but I'm so mad about it. It's so crazy.
I love it.
And again, it's just to bring awareness to people. They are scamming you. The whole thing has been a scam. It's nowhere in hell that what they're doing is supposed to be safe and effective if they cannot be held to any liability behind it. And for everybody else in every other sector of life have no immunity when it come down to being sued. You could be sued for the shit you say to somebody on social media about somebody, depending on what you say. You could be sued for that. But yet at the end of the day, nothing happened to Pfizer. So, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to end it there. I ain't going to make it too long. Once again, this is just me going out of my way to use different things to show you all that it's a trick. It's a scam. So here's the long wood, man. Much love to y'all.